doing something or else you're gonna be finding another job.
God, I don't know what I'm talking about, huh? It's not my first convertible, you know.
All the parts we ordered, nobody can find where the they put them.
Why has everything got to be an attitude?
It's $1,000, dude. You know what? I need it for two things. There's a slim chance that it may get ugly.
It's shiny, it's pretty.
It's always about you and your toys, right? Close the door. I closing the door. Close the door. It's 60 degrees. Get that stinking cigarette out of here. It's 60 degrees out.
They got stinking
I can't reach the door. It's too high.
We got small crises. We put that 34 all back together the other day and the radiator leaked. So the radiator is out getting fixed. It should be back tomorrow. But I had a day and a half in labor fitting the gaps on the front end of the car. Had to tear it all back apart. So tomorrow they're gonna have to put it all back together. So there's 6 hours worth of labor I lost. That should be on the radiator repair guy's bill.
Last week we got into some of the issues that still existed with a 34 Ford two-door sedan that we're building. There were some adjustments that needed to be made to the front, sheet metal and hood fitment, grill fitment. Things that you always run into are you're bringing together pieces from 1934. You're bringing together fenders from 1970. You know, the car was originally built in the 70s, and they're fiberglass fenders. And then we introduce a new grill, a new radiator, and try to pull all that stuff together, and it's just a nightmare sometimes. What we ran into with the 34 is that the grill that we were using was interfering with the radiator. So made some adjustments there, got it fitted up, and through the whole thing, got it all back together, and found out that the rad cracked. Apparently from us twisting and bending and moving things around, it must have had a weak spot in it. So pulled it all back apart, and we're waiting on the rad to come back from the rad shop. So that's got us behind the 8 ball a little bit.
I think that there's a that front, yeah, and the valance. But there was a reason why we didn't put this front together yet. I see it still needs an electric fan put on it. That quarters up the body shop. The other one's over there. They could put that on. Needs glass. I gotta get a glass man. So I got a lot of glass that needs done. Quickly.
Yeah. They gotta tear
Got
it all
one, two, three windshields.
back window in this one.
I have a back window for that. That everyone's all up in the air about, oh, we need a back window, and it's curved. I have a back window for that.
Oh, we finally got a back seat for that car over there. I think it'll work out. Getting that ready to be covered.
The rear seat, as always with a custom design, designed the rear seat, made the console so that it would come up into the back seat. And then as we started to build it, realized that it just wasn't going to work out the way that we thought. So now we're utilizing a different type of seat and shortening the console up so that it doesn't run into the seat, which will actually work out better. That's probably the biggest thing is, you know, you go 3 steps and then you go back 2 steps to make sure that the final build, the final product is what we want.
This thing here is just about done. They got to get the convertible top built for it yet, and then we got to cover it. I think it'll work out. Our problem on that there was the console we were building. It used to go up and into the seat, but since we changed the back seat on that, now we have to cut that console down, and I wanted to see if he wanted it to flow straight in or if he wanted a little bit of contour to it. Come across and went up, you know how it crawled up there, just cut it in a circle to go back down to the floor? Or do you want me to just cut it straight off and down? It's easier to look at it than to... He chose the contour, so it's all good now.
Hey, I want you guys to know these donuts are all right. I tested them, so you can eat them.
Is there any left?
There's a couple.
You ate all. Well, that's the problem in the testing process. They all get destroyed.
This is Brian from Blade Speed Shop. Today's Tech Time segment, we're going to introduce you to the Billet Specialties True Track system. This is a true serpentine system. It's set up so that you can either run it with air, power steering, or without power steering, with air, without air, with power steering, or none of the above. So it's a real neat setup. All you do is unbolt all of your existing applications. You can bolt this system right on and it fits all the small block Chevys. It's not only made for a small block Chevy, it's also made for a big block Chevy, small block Ford, big block Ford, and a big block Chrysler. The cool thing about this system is that not only can you swap out different applications as I indicated, but also that it's a true self-tightening system. So it comes with the idler pulleys. As you can see, it comes with the air conditioning pump. Your power steering pump would fit down here, and you can really order this in different applications as far as where you want the proximity of these things to ride. Not only do they have this setup, but they also have a V-belt setup. The V-belt setup is a little bit less expensive. Not only do you get this setup, but you can also add the accessories such as valve covers, air cleaners, and things to match the setup. We do have this application available here at Blade Speed Shop in either, as I indicated, the serpentine belt setup or the V-belt setup. So it's a neat, cool application. So come on down and order one today.
We don't have a pattern.
Kick that arm inside.
With the 41 Merc, got the top out. We're working on that right now. We're working on making sure that we have all the pieces, the bows, make sure that they're all straight, make sure that they're all working correctly.
Wood bow up here, put the crossbow here.
Where's this wood? Right there?
Yeah, that's the back bow. Okay? Sorry, I'm being that dramatic. Thank you, sir.
It's easy to come more forward here.
Oh, okay.
Back up. The new one's $500, I know that.
Not an issue. Okay. Well, I gotta run down and check in storage and see on that one from Virginia, because I can't imagine that that's anywhere around here. So I'm gonna run down to the storage area and try to find that bow.
I was just down at our storage facility. We have another 41 Merc down there, so I was down looking at the operation of that, just making sure that everything is there and that it's all straight.
So this week we're back on track. Yesterday we hit it hard. I was here on Saturday finishing up some little stuff to get off the powder coater. And now we got Tony and Rob down and I'm doing some wiring and they're getting the rest of the final tuning on the body done. He sent the final parts up to the paint shop to get squared with the silver and the rest of the green parts, and we have our interior laid out, so that project's rolling along pretty good.
Here you go, sir.
Gee, thanks, man. Thanks.
I know, I'm a friend.
Yeah. You gentleman.
Friends like you, who needs animals?
Uh-huh.
But did they get this green or did they get the interior green?
That's what I'm confused about. Here's the note too. This can be eliminated. If you want it very last time, just cut
Just
it
the
off.
hole
Yeah.
and make that strip?
Mm-hmm.
Does this notch need to go away?
Yeah. Because that's the adjuster for the clock, and the new clock is just digital.
Yeah.
It's a fucking Ouija.
Now, is this all gonna get black dot up in here?
Up in there.
Yeah, because looking through the nice nifty grill, you know, the car would look a lot meaner if this was all black dot. So all you see is the chrome.
I think it's gonna stay real.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, if it's getting blacked out, you could hide them in here.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. There's only one of them.
Oh, there's just one.
Yeah, just.
Okay. I need to know what color they're gonna be.
Green.
Body
I'm
green?
making an executive decision.
Body green?
Yeah, that way they'll match right in.
And we'll have white
They'll have white visors.
Okay. The steering wheel,
Steering wheel is going to be white also.
completely white, because Jeremy was telling me something about some
Don't
part
let
of it
him
being-
don't let him be getting all crafty. He'll want to put
Yeah.
lime time or something painted across it.
Okay.
Don't get all crafty.
But this ashtray.
That's steering wheel.
What do you,
You got a problem with my?
these pieces are
We're
body.
not
green.
writing lime time on
You
it.
want to watch the
Right.
argument?
They're what?
manager?
These pieces are the body green.
Body green.
Okay, because they all need, every
little
last bit of them need body work
TLC.
on them.
Yeah.
What
Because
about,
those are plastic and they're under.
irreplaceable,
Yeah.
I understand. What about this? The actual bucket part,
You can paint it silver.
painted silver, perfect. Okay, because this afternoon I'd really like to get these up there and get the body work done, because once again, we're talking about our time frame with
Yep.
body work, primer, paint, dry, blah, blah, blah. And there's just these,
Those little nuggets that go on the end.
this is all the,
Yep.
that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause
You
I
can
gotta get this stuff up there.
You can line them all up on that dash. You have that, right?
Yeah, that's
Line it all up, and I'm pretty sure there's just that one little nugget. This is like the key to the city. This
Yeah,
piece right here.
perfect.
The four of us all get together and stand around this car and fire off things that might be missing. Because I'll be honest, I can't do it by myself. It's too many things to think of. Like,
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to get these
right.
done to a point
the
where
buckets.
Alan can take over. Yeah, I got the buckets, I gotta strip the trim off of them.
The tail lights, I gotta build enclosures for those lights.
Yeah,
For the back.
But like I said, we can put some green in there. So if I make them out of fiberglass, I can just.
Yeah. After lunch, let's make it a equipment. After lunch, we'll sit together around the car and make a little punch list of things that we're missing.
because, I mean, there's tons of stuff, but right
Is there
here.
a pan there?
No, but there's, shouldn't
There's an
there
eyelet. There's like those.
be the stand up and down one?
Is it a twist?
No.
Or is it just a rock shoe?
It's that stone guard.
There's none of them in those boxes up there.
There, I think there is. But see, here's the information I got. When I said that those were missing, Brian's like, well, Mercury was the lower end car and they didn't have them.
But
So
I
I,
saw- I've seen
I
them.
have, when we meet after lunch, I have the blueprint to this car.
yes, it does, dude. Like actual factory sheet.
Are you serious?
Aren't
So
you
we'll
pissed
lay-
now? Dude, like measurement points, the whole deal.
So we'll
That
bring it
would've been
out.
real handy when I put the body on.
Yeah, like you got run over by a truck and
It just-
you
you already-
make it right.
The car was already here,
Truck it.
sitting here when
I know.
D-truck
Oh,
it.
calm down. Did you take your aspirin today?
Yes, thank God.
Right.
So busy though.
Okay. Yeah, because there's stuff like that. Is there the shields for the front? Because there's the mounting tabs on all the fenders, either
Should be.
for a brace
Should be.
or for.
I don't know if they're in that box up there, but there should be rock
Oh, there-
guards for the front, for the back.
There's tons of stuff up there, and I didn't know, what it was. That's why I wanted Pap.
Yep, I'm gonna make Pat
Andy.
sit in on this meeting too.
You know, 'cause
He's
there's-
tight. Hey, there's your garnish moldings for your mention. 1 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, We're gonna have an assembly meeting around the car here and make a punch list of pieces that we're missing and pieces that we need.
Morning, folks. I'm here with the folks from Steer Clear. Good morning, Dave.
How you doing?
Les.
Morning.
Talk a little bit about the product that you have here. Obviously, last year it was the SEMA new product.
Best engineered new product of the year.
Okay, great. Exactly. Exactly what is the product?
It's an offset steering coupler. You find when you're building old cars that they've got very limited space inside the vehicle, and the first thing you do, of course, is put a big motor outside the vehicle. You always end up with steering interference with either the passenger compartment or the motor accessories, motor mounts, headers, and that sort of thing. What Steer Clear does is allow you to raise the steering column on the inside of the car to gain foot and leg room, and drop the steering shaft down on the outside of the car to clear the headers and motor mounts.
Well, great. Actually, folks, we've used a couple of these in our own shop, and tell you the truth, it's a wonderful product.
It's been working out nice. It really solves a lot of problems.
Well, thanks for talking with us this morning. Obviously, your product's going to be one of the products that we're going to debut at a future episode on our tech segment. So we look forward to it.
Great. Thank you.
The rock shields for the front and back fenders.
Yeah.
Inner one.
Yeah.
Fenders. What do you just need them for the right side or both sides?
Both sides. Both sides.
Do you have any of them all?
What are we gonna do for the rims?
Rims are here.
Oh, this gets us billet rims.
I have everything here. It just needs to go.
Okay.
Only thing I need is valve stems.
Seats. What do we got for seats?
Are you? Well, I think Mike ordered a glide.
Okay.
Split glide. Check on that.
Need one for the rear then.
Yeah.
Are you going to do a stainless
You're all
steel
really
around the windshield?
freaking me out leaning on those fenders, just so you know.
What?
It was nice and soft and cuddly.
Give them rough. Heartfelt.
Chrome around the what?
Windshield.
On the outside.
No. Brian says it's just gonna be black.
The windshield
Well, that-
is up the body shop.
No, for you know how you can put the.
Yeah, the insert for the
Yeah.
rubber.
But the thing is, with the one-piece windshield, it'll make stainless one piece.
All right, it's all black.
It's all black windshield.
So we don't have to worry about nothing?
No.
Nope. Seats, I'm gonna check when I'm in the speed shop, but we don't have any seats. I thought that Joe dropped off a seat.
Yeah,
What was that?
That seat's in the convertible.
Oh, so
That was that
we
rusty
need
seat,
seats.
yeah.
And the last thing that Brian said, he wanted the,
Yeah.
Is that what we ordered the seats for
I-
Glide for?
Yeah, for this.
You order 2 seats for this or just the front?
Don't know.
Probably just the front,
I was
because
gonna say, I think just.
most convertibles we build the back seats for.
What about the channels around for the
I knew
top?
that.
Yeah, because I noticed on the other convertible that had that, and there's nothing there.
They sell it? You know? You have anything on
There's
that?
a piece that goes on here that you can screw the.
The books I have don't have nothing like that in them. And we're gonna do,
See how I just had a piece of trim around there? But there's gotta be something that holds that top in.
Yeah, there you got it snaps.
What I'm talking about, you can see it on the top of the brown convertible.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but that's not what he's talking about.
I'll stand over here and be quiet.
What do you mean? That's not what I'm talking about.
What he's talking
I'm
about,
talking about the same thing.
nuh-uh.
No, this is underneath.
I'm telling you, I know what's in your mind and you're not thinking about it the right way. See how does that top do something there? We need to look at that other car. I know that I can see through looking here, like Robbie said, you can see the remnants of old screw heads.
they're
That
all-
this channel was screwed in there.
is that the old remnants of the snaps? Because they screw through.
Yeah, could the snaps be right there? Just
That's
snaps?
probably where they were tacked at.
Yeah, but look, bing, bang, boom, there's awful close right there. We do need to know about it because when they gotta make it a boot or an apron, it has to have something that goes around the back of the car.
I can drill holes and just put them snaps in there and have that boot hide stuff.
So, let's call that
But any other parts?
belts.
Huh?
Belts. The belts that came with this, they used on something else, somewhere along the line.
Stereo equipment. What are you doing?
Big boom
You have
box.
stereo equipment?
We'll get a kicker, like a 12 square silver barrack, and it'll fit into that panel in the back, nice. That hides the battery, and put the amps up on top, so there's a shelf in there.
That'd be cool.
Maybe plexi around the amps and backlight it. Green.
Bump.
Bang it. We'll put one of big banger boxes in the trunk. Get them straight so that it'll dress up that whole amp rack and speaker box thing.
Well,
And make this, remove.
I could get pencils out here. Give us a quick rendition of that with that straight, with the subwoofer and the amp. You're gonna put the amps on the wooden shelf?
I'm thinking amps up here, or maybe even at an angle, and the sub in the middle, because the battery's right there.
You want a tube or you want a round sub to
I was
put
thinking
in?
square.
We did these cars to make sure
Like a
we was
kicker,
moving back
so
out
there.
there.
Like I was saying, if you could
Then
just
have a
cut
full
that,
grill,
push
Move
it
it
back
back
in
in.
and re-tack it if it needs to be for structural strength.
Okay.
If not,
And then
beat
you'll
it
still
back in that
have-
hole and
that much trunk for whatever, because he likes his trunk space. Because you gotta have a place to put the blenders and the cases of liquor.
Or a golf club bag.
Golf clubs. 'Cause everybody brings golf clubs to car shows.
We build all our cars to hold golf clubs.
That's the problem.
Mistakes happening.
If you can't get a bag of golf clubs in, it ain't worth building. What do you say?
You don't think you could roll this end here? He's afraid that when he rolls this will pull apart right here. So what do you
I'm
think?
thinking.
I said, what did you think they did? He said that he thinks they heated it. It was warm when it was pressed in.
I don't know how they would have done that, but what I'm thinking, if I was to make this, what I would do is start from this measurement to this measurement, flatten this, and then put it into a shoe to bend that bend. You know what I mean? But this is the hardest part right there. How are you gonna get that little dip in there?
What do you think? Those electrical guys, they can put kinks and go around corners like nobody can. They can make that with one of those stools. I'll bet you. Tough part right now is finding out what size tubing this is and getting a roll that would flatten this.
I'm guessing that this is 1/2-inch tubing smashed. It'd be really close. If you look at this, and squish this, it's got to be squished this way, remember? It's got to be squished this way for this to come out. It's only going to be about 1/2-inch tubing. And I think if we put this in a vise like we talked about before, and smash one end down, smash this down to this thickness, and put this into a shoe, that part don't bother me. Some kind of a shoe to get that bend.
I'm just waiting for some replacements to
It was this that bothered me.
That would, well, and that'd be so much easier to get sizes.
Go with this wheel, okay, and go with the spinner cap in the center.
Okay, not a problem. 'Cause I don't have a bit of problems with going with 15s and 17s because I know those tires. I'm too white to know anything about 20 inches. I got so much red in my neck, it won't.
Sprout's jealous of my haircut, that's why he makes fun of
bike. Very nice. If I had here, I'd do that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why you make fun of me. I know why it is. I'm not stupid. It's a sign of intelligence.
Is that what happens when you're intelligent?
Your hair grows up a little bit.
Glad I'm dumb.